Hey everyone, you all know my ongoing Kubernetes playlist, right? So it's been awesome to see many of you, especially from Sri Lanka, watching and following along as you prepare for your very basic KCNS certification, which is offered by Linux Foundation. Okay, so Kubernetes is becoming more popular every day, right? And I love seeing the excitement around cloud native technologies, whether it's learning the basics or diving deep into advanced concepts. I have seen our community grow stronger day by day. But here's the thing, while Kubernetes is incredible, managing it can be very tricky. There's a lot to handle. Like setting up and maintaining the control plane and managing worker nodes, ensuring your networking is configured correctly, right? And scaling applications dynamically and also keeping an eye on resource usage as well, right? So at top of that, security configurations, persistent storage, service recovery systems, and even monitoring, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. So this is where VKube steps in. Right, so VKube is a Kubernetes-based platform that takes all this complexity and makes it very simple. So you don't have to worry about setting up the control planes and managing worker nodes or even configuring everything from scratch. Right, so with VKube, you get an intuitive interface where you can deploy containerized applications easily and start monitoring your resources with just a few clicks. Plus, you still have all the power of Kubernetes without the hassle. Now, let's break down why VKube is a game changer in the market and how it solves all those challenges. Okay, number one, pay per hour, which is extremely affordable. So, how cloud services can rack up costs quickly, right? If you are not careful, you could end up with huge bills by the end of the month, right? But with VKube, you only pay for what you use. Literally, VKube charges as low as $0.002 per hour, which is just $1.8 per month. So there are no any hidden fees, no need for a credit card even. So it's just simple, affordable pricing. And you can even pay with PayPal or their native VSYS tokens as well. Number two, service recovery system of VKube. So have you ever heard that an app go down at the worst possible time? So just because of a server fail? It's really frustrating, right? But VKube has your back. So with VKube service recovery system, your app is deployed across multiple servers. So even if one goes down, your app keeps running smoothly without any interruptions. Number three, pod level network and memory monitoring of VKube, right? So if you have ever tried keeping track of how much memory or bandwidth your apps are using, so it can get complicated, right? So VKube makes it easy by offering pod level monitoring. So meaning you can see exactly how much network and memory each part of your app is using. So it even tracks GPU usage if you are running more advanced tasks. Number four, bandwidth throttling in VKube. So, ever worry about traffic spikes or runaway processors eating up your bandwidth and driving up costs? So, VKube lets you control bandwidth for each container, right? So, giving you more control over your app's network usage. So, helping you manage costs and performance better. Okay, we are into the fifth point. So, which is about free persistent storage. So have you ever lost important data because your app is restarted or even because of shutdown? So that's not an issue with VKube. So they offer free persistent storage. So even when you redeploy or stop an instance, so your data is saved and ready when you come back. Okay, we are into the sixth point. Sometimes where your service located matters, right? So maybe you have noticed a lag when accessing your app from a different regions, right? But with VKube, you can deploy in 4 different locations where North America, Europe, Tokyo, Hong Kong. So this ensures your app runs faster with lower latency wherever your users are. And we are into the final one, privacy first platform. This is something very unique about VKube. Have you ever worried about your privacy online? So, a lot of services ask for personal information like your email address, your phone number, even your credit card, just to sign up, right? But VKube takes a different approach, very different, very unique approach. This is something really, really unique for VKube. You only need your IP to get started. No need of emails, no need of phone numbers, or no need of any credit card. So making it a privacy first solution for all the developers. So before moving into the step-by-step tutorial regarding VKube, I need to highlight something for you. I have been using VKube for few months now. So it's really cool platform, especially for students, individual developers, and small development teams, because I know there's no need of credit card information or even for emails, phone numbers, anything. Those are not required. So if you are thinking about privacy first Kubernetes based platform, VKube is the go-to one. So please check that out. Now let's get into how easy it is to use VKube. So I'll walk you through a full deployment and show you all the cool features of VKube.
Welcome to the VKube demonstration. So first we are going to create our VKube wallet. To do that, you need to click on this create wallet button here, and now you need to provide the password. So the really cool thing about VKube, as we have already mentioned, you don't need to provide any email address, no need of any credit cards, you don't need to provide your phone numbers, right? So I am going to provide the new password and click on this create wallet button. So make sure to copy this seed, because if you are going to restore your account at some point, you need this seed. So keep it carefully. In my case, I already got VKube wallet with me, so I am not going to create a new account again. So I am going to go to the login page and provide the password and log into the VKube platform. After logging into the VKube platform, now you can see the dashboard, and I'm going to go to the settings first. So in the account settings page, you could see the active wallet summary, what is the wallet that you already got there, and also the public address for the wallet as well, and also the public key. And also if you see this balance, you got the balance in USDT and VSYS coins. So what amount of coins you have in your account. In this demonstration, we are going to deploy a microservices application within VKube. To do that, first you need to go to purchase menu and create container service. In container service page, you can define the number of resource units, which region you need these containers to be deployed in, and if you need a persistent storage, you can define it as well. Also the port specification as well. And after you have defined all these things, the cost will be calculated as well. Then you can create the order like this. Now I can see the order has been created. So what I need to do is, if I'm going to go to the my orders menu now, so you can see one item is listed there, that is our order. What I need to do is I am going to pay for this order. So I am going to click on this pay button, and the payment methods dialog would be appeared. And we got couple of payment methods like crypto payments and fiat payments. When it comes to fiat payments, you can use PayPal, but in this case I am going to use the crypto payment. So I am going to use VSYS coins and click on this pay button. Okay, now you can see the payment has been made. Since we have made our payment successfully, now if you go to the my services page, you can see our service has been listed there. So in the my services page, in front of each service we have few menu items like token, refund and renew. What I am going to do is I am going to copy this token real quick and then move into the containers menu and then import that container which is relevant to this given token ID. To continue with this demonstration, I have created very simple service-based application which is consists of couple of components, backend and frontend. So when it comes to backend, if you go through, we are having one endpoint which is return some dummy application information. The endpoint is /app-info, and we are creating a server which is listing on port 3000 using Node.js Express framework. And when it comes to frontend, you can see we are fetching this using some JavaScript fetch API, and we are going to render all this dummy information on the HTML page. Okay, now I have written both the Docker files for front-end and back-end. So we are going to start with back-end Docker file. So as you can see, it is going to be a very simple Docker file. And now I am going to do a Docker build and create the Docker image for the back-end piece. Since we have built our back-end components Docker image, now we are into the front-end component. So again, this Docker file is a very simple one when it comes to front-end component, and I am using Docker build command to build the front-end component as a Docker image. We also got our Docker files pushed into our Docker Hub repository. So as you can see, front-end and back-end, both the images being pushed into the Docker Hub repository. Okay, we are going to deploy our first container, the backend container. So click on this deploy button, and now we are getting the container configuration dialog box. You need to add the image name that we have pushed just before. Here we are trying to containerize the backend one, and the name is backend, and we are going to give the relevant port. And here we go, we are clicking on deploy. Okay, your container has been deployed, and you can even check the container status using this dialog as well. Now we need to run our front-end component inside a VKube container as well. So to do that, we don't have a container service purchase for this one because we got only one for backend. So now I'm going to go through the same process that we have done for our backend component when creating a container service. So we are following the same process and creating the container service and the container first, and then we are going to import the container as well. So after that, what we are going to do is we are going to follow the same process and deploy the front-end component inside our VKube container. Now if you check the both front-end and back-end container, so let's start with front-end container. So it's running listing on host port 8080 and container port is 80, and when it comes to back-end, it's both the host and container ports are 3000. So what we are going to do is we are going to copy the host IP address for the front-end component, and then the port is 8080, and hit on enter. Now here we go, it's working, right? All the dummy data has been printed or rendered on the HTML. Before moving towards, I'm going to introduce you to a very cool feature in VKube. So if you go to the account settings, so you can bind a contact or an email to your account. What happens is, if anything happens with your workloads, VKube will automatically send an email to your binded email address. And also another thing, when it comes to your account, it is automatically logged after a given time period. So you can even customize this to 15 minutes, 13 minutes, and even for 1 hour. So these are going to be very useful features. Monitoring is very important when it comes to containerized workload. So VKube provides this out of the box. So if you click on this monitor button, you could see for the front-end component what is the CPU usage, what is the memory usage, and how's the network upload and download speed. So everything is there. For the backend, same as you can check the monitoring dialog. So you got all the details for your containerized workload, which is very important. As like monitoring is important, logs are really important for troubleshooting for your containerized workload. So as you can see here, VKube provides all the logs for your containerized workloads. Here I am in the front-end logs, and even it supports the real-time logs. Like you can see I am sending a couple of requests to my front-end component, and you can see logs being updated. This is really important and very useful. Okay, now I am going to discuss about the network policies feature in VKube. Very interesting and very important. So you know, when it comes to our endpoint, app info endpoint, it can be accessed via our browser, which is not going to be a good thing because anyone can access our backend API and they can fetch data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the policy menu here for our backend component, and I'm going to configure a network policy like this. So you can configure network policies for 3 different categories: for single service, or service of owner, or specific server, and server of owner. So in this case, I am going to go with single service, and I am going to give the service ID of our front-end components. That means it is the only whitelisted service that can access our backend API, which is exposed via app info endpoint. Here you go, and now I am going to load our endpoint again using in our browser. So you can see this time it's not giving the data. That means we can't fetch the data because only whitelisted service will be the front-end component. Now I am going to show you how we can work with configuration files within VKube. So I have got a very brand new project for this one, so I can demonstrate this in a very simple manner. So in this project, we got an index.html file. Within this index.html file, I got 3 variables: app underscore name, app underscore version, and app underscore environment. So I am going to replace all these variables from the data coming from config1.yaml, 2.yaml, and config3.yaml. So it's going to be quite straightforward. Right, so I'm going to go to the VKube platform, and I need to create a container service and pay for that, and then create the container, import the container. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy this container, and I'm in the container configuration dialog box. I'm giving the image name and the name for our workload, and then the relevant ports. Then here's the new thing: we got this config section in our dialog box. So here I am going to upload 3 configuration files like this. So you can see I'm uploading 3 configuration files. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit on the deploy button. Now our workload is being deployed, and it's already deployed. And if you go to the URL and type this IP address and 8080 port, you could see all this data is coming from our configuration files, 3 different configuration files. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to change this app name for a different one, like VKube is awesome, and I'm going to re-upload our config1.yaml file like this. Then I'm going to confirm this dialog box. And then we are going to restart our service and then reload our front-end component URL. So okay, you could see VKube is awesome is displayed there. That means our configuration file data is coming properly. Now I'm going to demonstrate a couple of very basic actions related to containerized workloads in VKube, like start and stopping a container. So as you can see, you can go to click on these 3 dots and access the menu, and you can just click on the stop. So if you go to the URL and if you refresh, you could see it's been down. That means the container is not running. And even you can come back and start your container. Then if you access the web page again, so you can see your front-end component is working up and running. And one final thing, so when it comes to when it comes to binding email addresses, you can bind your email address to services as well. Previously we have discussed about binding an email address for your account, and in this case we are talking about binding email address per service, right, or per container workload. As you can see, you can do like this, and once something happens within your containerized workload, you will be getting an email for that particular container workload. Okay, finally, we are going to talk about refund and renew policies of VKube. So let's start with refund. So it's really easy. When you navigate to the My Services menu, you could see all your services listed, and you can just go and hit on this refund button. So it will show how much money you are going to get as a refund, and you should read this refund policies as well. It explains everything related to how this refunding works. And that's about it. Okay, now we are hitting on confirm, and the money being refunded to our account. And also, when it comes to renew, you can even renew any service at any point. Like you can extend the time period or extend the time duration. So I am going to give 6 hours more for this workload, and going to confirm. So you could see now it's time being extended to 7 hours. Okay, that's about this demonstration. So I hope you got very good idea around how VKube works. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, after a very good tutorial, now you might be having a very good understanding about VKube and how easy to work with VKube and how simple it is, right? So now we are into exclusive community promotion from VKube. So this is going to be a very good opportunity for all my tech enthusiasts who is very passionate about containerization and Kubernetes. So VKube is giving they are searching for testers to improve their product. So the first 100 testers get up to 6 months of free containerization, and they can even win up to $50 in USDT rewards as well. So here's how it's going to work. You need to test VKube and provide your feedback, and you can claim your reward using the referral code Nimesha_life_capture. Even you can fill out the forms link below in my description, and you will get the first 3 months of free container credits. You also have a chance to win up to $50 in USDT, as I have mentioned, by providing constructive feedback about VKube and help them improve VKube for all the developers, students, and tech enthusiasts around the world. So we are almost at the end of this video. So before we wrap up, I need to quickly talk about what powers this amazing tool VKube. So VKube runs on vSystems, an open source blockchain network that makes building decentralized applications very fast and efficient. So the vSystems team has been in the industry since 2012. So the very beginning of blockchain. So and the project was launched by one of industry's most well-known scientists. So the vSystems blockchain is currently being used by subject matter experts and bigger enterprises for infrastructure and application development. So if you are really interested in learning more about vSystems and their decentralized blockchain technology, so I'll add some useful links at the end of this video and in the video description as well. So before wrap up, let me conclude everything. So what we have learned today. VKube simplifies Kubernetes management, making it both affordable and powerful without compromising on key features or even performance. So whether you are just starting a Kubernetes journey or you are a seasoned pro, VKube has something for everyone, right? So you already know that. And don't forget the community promotion. Test VKube, share your feedback, and enjoy 6 months of free containerization or even chance to win up $50 in USD. So check out the details in the description below in this video. So I'll even pin this video on LinkedIn for the next 5 days. So feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments box. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on Kubernetes or DevOps and cloud native technologies. And thanks for watching, and start deploying your workloads with VKube today.